Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of Pledge Plays the Stanley Parable. We're just gonna keep on going. I think we got 3 endings so far, I'm quite sure. We did the one where we just did what the guy said, one where we did nothing the guy said, and one where we went through the left door and
Stanley
ended up dying.
stood for a long time in one
good.
spot. It's part of a game. He likes to see how long he can go without dying. So far, he's doing excellent. And if he just stays right where he is, I'm sure he'll keep up that good momentum. Let's observe the genius at work.
Yeah. This is the narrator, guys. He's a little bit weird. It's basically what happens.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others.
So what we've done so far is we went through the left door twice, right door once.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We can... Let's see, on the very first go, we went left into the boss's office, took the elevator down, and then before we went into the mind control room, we didn't take the escape. We can take the escape route. I think the escape route might be a good idea. Let's do that first. Let's do that first. I'm very curious about that. Also, I want to go into the broom closet again.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
I want to keep triggering the narrator.
Feeling disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I swear to God, this game is so great. I can't go. I want to go back in. we need like an axe or something. I want to go back in. This is great. Let's get moving. It was upstairs, right?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Right to the boss's office, which we've done in the past. Let's see what's this. Executive bathroom. Can we open this? It's a little bit confusing that you can't see yourself in a mirror. I think it would have been pretty cool. Can't do anything here.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Oh, this is great. I'm looking for things that changed, right? As much as possible, because, like with the broom thing and everything, it's very much how the game keeps adapting. The game knows what you've done. And so we're gonna take the escape route. We've already done the mind control one. Unless something changed, obviously. Like we can make plans all we want, but if something changes, that's not the way it's gonna work.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, The truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Alright.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Nope. Just gotta keep going.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
There we go. Let's keep going. Alright. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from the blind man.
I don't think there's a way out.
So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
It's so dark. Can I, like, I can walk to the left and the right as well, clearly. What?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Just reading everything. Can't even walk on there. Fucking credits. Filing cabinets. This is... Hey, 3H5, how you doing? Oh, let's go here first. So weird. This is like, the whole death thing didn't really creep me out. This creeps me out. It's like, wow. It's like I'm walking through a museum. Nice. Nice. This is so confusing. I'm just trying to figure it out to an extent. This is the cool thing about it though, is that we've seen some things now that we haven't actually experienced yet. Also things that were like in trailers and stuff like that, but right, so there's an exit over here. And that looks weird as well. Go here.
Stanley stood on the roof. Stanley pushed the big red button. Then he pushed the number 4.
I guess I'll go towards the exit stairs. This is like... It doesn't completely ruin your mind, but it's a little bit weird for sure.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No.
What?
Perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path.
You mean that quit?
Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
I love how many black screens this game has, because I'm quite sure I'm still supposed to press escape here. Yeah, see? Escape still works. I'm quite sure I'm still supposed to press quit in the menu. Is it quit the menu or begin the game again? I guess it's just begin the game again. Alright. Same time. It's 11:20 again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Someone said
Stanley
something about room 430.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What was it? Someone in chat something about room 430. Like knocking on it a couple of times? Also, I'm dropping a few frames, guys, so if you're getting a hiccup right here, right now, or at some point, I do apologize. Click it 5 times. 4.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Please. Game, please.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
You know what? I'm gonna do it as well. Screw this. I'm doing it. We'll be here for a long time, guys. We'll be here for a long time. I'm gonna do it.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment.
Click as
a
fast as I
willingness
can.
to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Just gonna keep going. See if he says something. I'm trying to get as many responses from the narrator as possible, right? Come on. No? Fine. 417, right?
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
437? There is no 437. Oh, there is.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
I'm just gonna keep doing what he says. I'm actually finding this very entertaining.
Now, back to door number 437.
The madness.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere. Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
417. Oh shit, it was the other way. Sorry. My bad. Because the copy machine was, it's very good.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Where was the copy? Was it in the other? I can't remember. Was it over here? I can't remember which room it was. No, it was over on the other side. The narrator's just going wild. I love it. The copy machine!
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
Ah!
Yes! We did it! Oh, wow.
Now what?
That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now? What were you thinking?
Well, at least I got it. Alright. Let's get back to playing the game. I didn't actually get an achievement pop up. So, whatever. Alright. So we've done... Wait, what? There's a malfunction in the Matrix. Guys. Guys. Oh, I got the achievement unlocked now. Let me see, I'm just on the Steam overlay. Click on door 4305 times.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, let me think. We did left. We went left, we went up. We went to the boss office, we did exactly what the guy told us. We went left, we went up, we went to escape, and died. We went to the left, we went down, and we broke the game, basically. We got in towards this entire underground system, which was really cool. Wait, was that the one? No, I can't remember. And we went to the right, and we did nothing he told us to, and he started hating us, and we got in Minecraft, right? So clearly we're going right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room.
Yeah.
Life without having experienced this room, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I will not do that.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Wondering if we can find a key card somewhere so we can actually open this door. I don't think so though, because the options...
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I do agree. Thank you, narrator. Alright, we're back. It's 11:20 once again. Alright, so that's an ending. You just drop to the floor and die, clearly.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright. The weird glitch in the Matrix is not here right now.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Right, so a few things. First of all, there's a couple of people actually saying to me, can you do achievements because it makes the game quite a bit more fun. Not yet. Not yet. Does that make sense? That I want to, like, fully figure it out first?
This was not the correct way to
figure out what the hell's going on
first. Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I do not want that.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's
like
incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Now we'll go up there, the way the game, or the narrator wants me to go.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really.
I've done that one already.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you.
I will go there later.
All this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
She?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
No. When we were in the museum, there was like a countdown thing on it, on the phone. Like 15 seconds, I think it was. I don't know, I think I would have liked it with a countdown thing.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Oh, God. Let's go.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember, that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please. Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Does it want me to walk all the way back to my room?
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh, come on, game.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it?
You're everywhere.
My story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that?
You're everywhere.
I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Play the narrator. Thank you. What does it mean? We return. Wow. I thought we were going to be back at store.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see?
Yeah.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it?
No.
That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I'm not gonna go through the door on the left.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Like, we all know that I'm gonna pick the right door again.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
It's
when Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We know I'm gonna pick the door on the right again. No! No!
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
I'm wondering if I can break it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
I think we can go to the left.
Behave exactly as Stanley would.
We can go to the left.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We should do the left side this time, right? Right? I guess we should. I guess we should. That room is not broken.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Why is it locked? It's locked.
Coming to a staircase,
you can't go down
Stanley
either. Like
upstairs to his boss's office.
Every single option that you have is gone. The bathroom, like, you can't even. Nothing is an option anymore.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked,
business strategy,
Stanley
a pan
wondered
and a
in
gun.
disbelief who orchestrated this.
What?
Until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week.
The panel is getting shot. Business strategy, motivational.
Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code. Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall. I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I'm so confused. You know what would be the coolest thing? If they actually,
okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
This is like...
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
What?
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision.
Well, I figured it out.
Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together.
I actually want to know now if the microphone thing actually works. Has anyone tested that? Is there anyone in chat who's done that? Is this like the real end?
Important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me?
Of course, it's probably still not the real end, but it feels like a real end.
Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait.
We're just gonna keep on playing.
Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice.
I have no idea if that's the real end. I genuinely don't know.
Right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Yeah, well, clearly, TJ is saying in chat there's other endings. Well, clearly, yeah, but I don't... Like, it's just gonna start us here again, and it's 11:20 again, but there's credits, it's progress. Let's keep going. The phone ringing.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Okay. Alright. This door's still not open, right? Alright, so we're back to start.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I have a feeling I've done left.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time, but eager to get back to business,
is good because
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
It's good because I can check this one as well.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Ooh. I didn't see this. I didn't see that one yet. Might as well. Might as well. Be rude not to.
Back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to...
I can only imagine if this is your first go.
Kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole
If you get this way on your first go.
How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top.
We're back to the start. It's 11:20 again. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Achievement unlocked.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Achievement unlocked. You can't jump. No, seriously, we disabled it. It's the achievement that I got. Alright.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
So many options. Oh, my brain. Holy options, macaroni. Well, clearly this one has chairs in front of it, so I want to do this one. We'll start. Yeah? Go here first.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
What? I'm so confused. We're going back. Let's listen to the narrator. Close the PC off.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
What?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yes!
Congratulations!
Yes!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no.
Bam.
No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Oh, come
Some
on.
people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
She's gonna keep restarting. The Stanley Parable adventure line, really? It is still 11:20, so he's getting that right.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
What? No.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Alright, let's follow the line. Let's follow the line. For chance. It's 437. It's the same door.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there?
Yeah.
Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of... Is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
Narrator, it's okay.
You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
What the hell? What's going on? Feels like I'm on the either on the Rainbow Road from Mario Kart, or on the God. I'm on the massive Drake, massive dragon between Dying and King Kai in Dragon Ball Z. Like I'm just running along as Goku. Also, I don't know if you heard any of that. It's pretty loud. What? What?
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything. Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
This game. What's going on with this game? Already been there. Guess we'll go to the other side. It's kind of starting to enjoy the music. It's a little bit loud, but I was enjoying the music. Oh.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Yes. Oh, God. Still 11:20.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
I don't want that direction. Alright.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything.
Onwards!
What do you want our story to be?
Onwards!
Go wild. Use your imagination.
Onwards.
Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Keep going forwards. Keep going forward.
Oh, no, not you again.
That's not good.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor
I agree,
rooms.
narrator.
Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Let's not acknowledge it. And by not acknowledging it, I mean just do whatever. Oh, it's gone. Oh.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere. which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Alright. Hey, Mr. Potato, how you doing? Alright. Of course.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all
Where's the find the room? Where is it?
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well,
oh, find the confusing ending schedule.
Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this?
Narrator forgets.
Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Still 11:20. Alright, so is he gonna know anything about the restarts? That's the question.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
It said, after the 5th restart, narrator doesn't know about the restarts and you're unable to do what you want to do. That's what it says. I'm giving you guys the finger. That's a terrible idea. I'm unable to play the game the way you want to play it. So let's see if I am. Let's see if I am.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm not going to go to the left.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly love. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly... But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
I should probably pick up the phone, actually, and see if it actually does.
Look, Stanley,
what it said
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing.
The rest is going to be the same. TJ says I wanted to hear the rest of what he has to say in the room.
Been neglecting, Stanley.
I think the rest is going to be perfectly the same. That's why I walked on.
Please, Stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Okay, so he said on the last
This is
playthrough.
it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
On the last playthrough, I didn't pick up the phone we're about to see. And then he said, if you just pick up the phone, you'd be happy together, roll credits. Let's see if that's what's gonna happen, alright? Here comes the phone room. There it is.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your...
There we go, white screen, we get together, credits. That's what he said would happen.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Damn you.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Aww. Can't do anything.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
Shadow change.
Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions, and down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Tough choice. That's actually a tough choice. Yeah, Simpico is suggesting that I press a different button than the one it tells me to. That might actually be a clever middle way. I'm gonna press H. Okay, nothing happens. I pressed H, nothing happened. Doesn't look like there's anything else I can do. I guess I'll have to.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And
And we're back, I think. I'm guessing we're back. Yep. 11:20 sharp. Huh. This game is actually getting quite intriguing. In the way that there's just a lot of stuff. That's weird. I think I've hit 6 endings now. 5 or 6 total. Some of them taking a little bit longer, some of them taking a little bit less. I think it's good to take a second break because it's been almost an hour, almost the second hour. We'll take a very quick break. Once again, obviously for the VODs, thanks for watching. If this is your last part of Pledge Plays the Stanley Parable, thank you very much for watching. There's one more part coming up after this, most likely one more part, maybe 2 more, depends on how long it's going to take, obviously, but we're going to find out more straight after the break, guys. Obviously, you can find this on YouTube, youtube.com/PatrickLedge, or check it out on the stream, twitch.tv/ZipLedge. There's going to be a link down in the description as well. Thanks for watching. Go ahead over to part 3. Be right back.